As you saw earlier tonight, on NCIS, doing autopsies is not glamorous work. People are fascinated, though, with forensic pathology. But how real and true are the forensics on NCIS? I went to an expert to find out. The Cook County Morgue on the west side is a place no one wants to go, unless you have the chance to interview Cook County Medical Examiner Dr. Stephen Sina.
I'm glad you guys do your homework so I can keep watching.
And Barrington native Brian Dietzen, who plays forensic pathologist Jimmy Palmer on the hit CBS show NCIS.
And I took x-rays, including dental, to verify the identity.
On this day, the real doctor is showing the TV doc a few tricks of the trade.
So this
nice.
is normal, right?
Yeah.
And look at the size of these nuclei.
So when you watch the show, the medical examiner portion of it, the autopsy, the morgue, that sort of thing, how close do they get?
They know what they're doing. The respect they show for the patient is apparent. We treat our people like patients as well. I think the detail for the anatomy is very good. I think the special effects actually are quite good.
His left carotid artery was severed by a fence post.
They really stay with the ancillary role of, the medical examiner or forensic pathologist. They're not central to solving a crime. That's not our role. We bring out medical facts.
We try to be as true to life as possible, but within the reality of we have to tell this story in 42 minutes or less. That's our biggest cheat, probably, is the amount of time it takes to do what you guys do, and which might take weeks.
And what has NCIS done when it comes to the image of the forensic pathologist?
A long time ago, it would have been sort of fringy people who were sort of into just gore, had grown up on Freddy Krueger movies. Now, I probably get a couple calls a month from somebody who's in high school and, I want to be a forensic pathologist, what do I need to do?
But certainly to show that, we have a life outside of the victims that we are trying to help and their families. You have to have fun, you have to joke.
What happens when frogs park illegally?
You have to talk about the game last night, you have to talk about your girlfriend or your wife.
I looked up a couple of jokes before you got here. I thought it might help cheer you up.
Talk about real life. And in our show, that really translates to a lot of really funny stuff.
Why does it work the way that it does? Why is it so wildly successful?
And they say it's the family of it. The crazy sister Abby that's downstairs, and the father figure in Gibbs, and grandfather Ducky who's always there to talk to, and you're the insane cousin that, will say inappropriate things.
What happens when frogs park illegally?
They get towed.
Dietzen says his character Jimmy Palmer was only supposed to make one appearance on the show years ago, but 10+ years later, he's a fixture on what has become one of the #1 shows in the world.
Unbelievable.
Can you imagine going,
Yeah.
okay, you're going to get a guest spot here, have fun with it, and then here it is.
Now, I know you were asking the questions, but did Dietzen have any questions for the Cook County Medical Examiner?
Well, he was just making sure that they were getting it right, and I think you maybe heard earlier that the medical examiner, Dr. Sina, said, that's why I can still watch you, because you're true to what we try to do. And so he was actually asking him a couple of questions. It was interesting.
And he does watch NCIS?
He does. Oh, yes.
Wow.
He does. So it's a great
that
show,
speaks volumes.
and it was really fun to get to interview Brian. He was very, very accommodating and humble.
Yeah, and from here, too.
And from here.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.